Breaking across the pond, a political earthquake. Just 44 days. That is how long Prime Minister Liz Truss was in office before resigning just in the last few hours.
I recognise, though, given the situation, I cannot deliver the mandate on which I was elected by the Conservative Party.
This makes Truss now the shortest-serving Prime Minister in 301 years.
God damn, Britain, another Prime Minister? Another Prime Minister? And this one only lasted 44 days. Boris Johnson had COVID parties that were longer than that. You realize how hard it is to get tired of somebody this quickly? Usually politicians get a period of time where you like them first and then you hate them, but Britain hated Liz Truss basically from day one. Imagine being on a first date. On a first date with someone and they're like, oh, I'm so sick of all your like, but we just met. It's like, I know, and I'm suffocating. Actually, if this was a relationship, I feel like at this point, Britain's friends will be sitting down with it like, listen, honey, you've been through 4 prime ministers in 6 years. They can't all be the problem, huh? I'm just saying, maybe it's time to turn the vote of no confidence on yourself, yeah? In fact, for the next prime minister, maybe the UK should take things a little slow. You know, yeah, this is chaos. For the next one, maybe don't put a label on it. Man, so much pressure, that prime minister. Maybe just have them be the person who lives at 10 Downing Street. In fact, don't even live there. Just sleep over here and there, you know? Yeah, then maybe leave a toothbrush behind, you know, and then they get a drawer for their clothes, and then when you're sure that this is the prime minister for you, then you bring them to meet your friends at the G7. How about that, you know? And you're like, yeah, we're a thing now. We're a thing. Oh, and by the way, remember, the reason Liz Truss lost her job is because she came into office making worse decisions than a company's social media manager during Black History Month. Things were going so badly, that the British press trolled her with vegetables.
In a sign of just how tenuous her standing was and perhaps how brutal UK politics can be, a British newspaper began tracking a head of lettuce to see if the embattled Truss would last longer than the produce, and it did.
Oh, that's humiliating. That is humiliating. Imagine being so bad at your job that you lose a joke contest. Yeah, because at first people were like, haha, I bet she can't last longer than a head of lettuce. And then by the end of it, they were like, should the lettuce be prime minister? And maybe the lettuce will be the only one that wants the job. Because right now, Britain's parliament sounds more chaotic than a family reunion at Herschel Walker's house.
Yesterday was a shambolic day for her. We heard early in the day that her Interior Minister, the Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, had resigned over an issue over improper use of her emails. And then later in the day, we heard that she had, in fact, been fired. And then there was a vote in the House of Commons, which descended into chaos. Some lawmakers alleged that government officials were actually physically pushing them, intimidating them into making decisions that they wouldn't otherwise have made. One lawmaker even alleged that some MPs were crying in the toilets of the House of Commons.
What a show. Did you hear that? People were shoving each other, crying, swearing, quitting, unquitting. It's almost like the whole government turned into a high school drama club rehearsal. I mean, members of parliament were crying in the toilet. Multiple members of parliament. Like, how many? What, was there a line? You know? There's people like, are you almost done in there? Are you almost done? Other people are waiting to cry too, you know? It's coming out, hurry, it's coming out! It's actually too bad that this happened in Britain and not in Japan because, you know, at least Japanese toilets are so advanced, they can probably actually help and console you, you know?
There, Trevor, you're doing the best you can.
Thanks, Toto.
Don't forget to wipe.
Yeah, I remember.
Wiping is very important. Remember what happened last time.
Shut up, Toto! Just shut up! Shut up,
You got that big rash.
No, shut up, Toto! You're not helping. You know,